Welcome to Borrowed Acres Farm. It is Violet's Health Check Day. Please hit the subscribe button. We have fun things coming up on our homestead. We would like to tell you how she is doing. We thought at first for just a second milk fever. Thankfully, that was not it. It was a pinched nerve that she has been treated for by the vet. And it took a little bit of time. We've had some hard times getting her up. We've worked through all this. She's been patient with us, done wonderful. Her and her calf are alive. We walked her across the street to her new pen at the new house. Thankfully, it is much better news.
The dog and the cat
low weight
are very interested and concerned with Violet. The cat especially. The cat loves our cows, and they love her. Him. But the dog is new to this, but apparently is interested in the grain. She barked at her all day yesterday. Look at what we've got. So yesterday, we didn't video all this because it's, no, that's trash hay. JC, we don't want her eating bad hay. That was left over. It's old, so you did right the first, but not anymore. You're good now. Fist bump. You're good at this point. It's going to stick to that kind of coat. So, we didn't video this yesterday because it was just more important that we take care of her and not catch it on film. So we ended up getting her up. Now we've done it twice with the tractor, but we walked her across the road to our pen here. JC, don't stir it around. She'll do that. You did good by putting it in one pile. Okay? You're going to hit her if you're not careful. JC. Hey, leave it in a pile. So now I fed her a big bucket of grain this morning for her. This is not a grain-fed cow. We got her from a farm that did fodder. And so I'm new at this and had concerns with bloat, but her health was more important. Like the vet told me this morning, it's more important that she get grain and die from bloat than just die because she was underweight from this pinched nerve and lack of eyes on her. We didn't have enough attention on her for something like this to happen. So, thank goodness we're at this point. But twice she would not get up and could not get up, and we had to use the tractor bucket to get her up. I mean, the tractor fork, sorry, the forks. Well, yesterday was the day we did that, and we walked her over. Things were going good. We got enough grain in her. One day we got grain in her. Not a lot, but when I went to give her more, she refused to eat it, and she didn't eat even hay that day. And I'm worried that might have been bloat. So, we started out doing the grain in small increments throughout the day. Today, she got a full bucket of grain, and she's up, and I don't see ill results from it. When looking at her, you can tell her weight is very low. But she has actually been down at the least 3 weeks. But this pinched nerve more than likely started very shortly after birth, but we just didn't have our eyes on her. So what a relief. And as you can see, she's taking care of her calf through all this, because in 3 weeks, if he's suffering any, it's not, I mean, he looks kind of thin the way he's standing right there with his legs. Any suffering he's done, I feel like he's out of the woods. I think he would have survived over her. What a good mama. But she's eating hay now. She's searching around for some grain. I just wanted to share. She's up on her own. We didn't do it. So tonight what we're going to do, we're going to come out and put a hay bale behind her so she doesn't lay on her side like we found her this morning. Yeah, well, we'll move it around for her, and that way she doesn't get on her side. She has to lay on her stomach. But this morning when I come out, I could see the white of her belly, and it was terrible. But thank you, Lord, she was still awake and alive and well enough to get grain, and she's standing up. This has not been easy. So the steroid shot and everything has benefited her. Thank you, Lord. Look at Violet. She's going to get over this pinched nerve somehow, some way, and we're going to get her back to good health so we can milk her. She's got a TB test coming in December, And then we'll know about drinking her milk and her health from there. The vet will get to evaluate her then if he doesn't have to come back out Wednesday. That they fed her was fodder. Well, we have to have a system. Yes, we can sprout some stuff in small doses.
You've been trying to get one.
I did try to get a fodder system, but the move came before the fodder. And so we reevaluated things. Hopefully to come, fodder would not be a bad thing with the fodder system. It's neat. I would like to look at that in the future. So maybe you can keep up, hit the subscribe button, and maybe one day in the future, you'll get to see a fodder system be put on our farm. How cool would that be? Well, what a good cow. She's not feeling well and she's tolerating these kids.
I'm gonna make a machine. I'm gonna get a piece of tin and I'm gonna fold it.
What's that gonna do?
And I'm gonna make a big hole in the ground. Then it can come up into a bucket. Then she can eat it.
Oh.
That's our machine. Idea.
Okay, so is this like, what's your idea on feeding them?
Food, pig feed,
Like pig feed?
some grain
Uh-huh.
for her.
Some grain. So how's that going to be your idea? Pig feed and
This
grain.
kind of looks like grain.
Oh, so you're making an observation, not an idea?
This kind of looks not the same as the hay.
Right, so this is your observation, right?
And dirt is not. It looks this. See our green.
Ah, what?
When I get some, I look, the Violet and the cow are drinking water.
Good.
Right here. Come here, Violet.
So, wow, what observations?
Mama, I got another thing.
Hold on.
Look.
One at a time, one at a time.
Look at the mouth.
Let's watch her drink. Let's see her. What do you observe there?
I observed that she's like this lower.
She's putting her head lower in the bucket as the water dips. She is super thirsty after nursing. Well, that was my mistake.
Then I put some blood in there. And her drank it. Hey, Mama, do you know what I did? I helped it.
Oh, no dirt, no dirt. Why would you, do you like drinking dirty water?
Yeah.
All right, don't let the cow do it either. What if it made her milk dirty? You don't want to drink Violet's dirty milk. Whoa, she is down the bucket. We will get you more, baby girl. What you doing, Sasa? Trying to help her get up? They mimic everything you do. Bucket of Chaffee would do her good. There's poop everywhere.
Huh?
There's poop everywhere.
Huh?
Ma'am. He's running, right. He says, I got plenty of milk in me. My mama's doing better. At least enough to stand up and nurse me all the time. And it's pretty weather to play and romp and stomp. Hmm? No. You can't hold him. You can't hold him. He's too big. We have some kelp on the way. And the kelp will do her really good. It's got all sorts of good minerals. And then we'll probably get some Redmond salt to order and get to her. And she ought to have a good mix there. Sally, that's why I really don't want you doing that. Tried to go in and got spooked or something and got hung up. Alright, so we have Chaffee here. I'm not a Chaffee person, but as far as like a dealer, Go on their website for all the information you need. But I'm curious how much Chaffee is a pound. So here on it, it says feed 1.5 Chaffee per 100 weights between 2 small ruminant animals and grazers. Should be introduced over 7 days. So, I'm going to start with a pound. So, we just address one of her 100 pounds. She's obviously underweight, so she's not her full weight. No. So, if I start with a pound today, and probably just do a pound tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to call that good. That's a little over. But I'm going to feed this to her. I'm going to do this for 2 days, a pound. Then I'm going to up it to more than a pound. Probably a pound a day, up it after the first 2 days until we're at day 7 and give her a full dose. So now I have her a pound of Chaffee, which is a fermented alfalfa. I think it comes from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where they make it. So it said to up it over 7 days. And it says 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds per 100 pounds of body weight. Always check the label in case I mix that up. You can leave it in a cooler environment. In the summer, we leave it in the refrigerator. We just put one bag in there at a time, and that way it stays nice and cool. She loves it.
So Violet's calf was born the second to the last week in October, and we moved the first part of November, and we noticed her problem about the second week of November. So I'm going to give you a quick of what all's gone on from here and how it's got better from here. When we moved her over, as we had showed you at the first of this video, that first day she was on her side, and we got her off her side, and she was able to stand. That second day, she didn't stand, but you could tell she had pep back in her. She had more of her personality that I look for. She's got a lot of expressions. And I cannot tell you how much I love feeling her right now, because there's just more to her. Skin and bones is where we were, and that has a whole new meaning to me now. And so I like not seeing just pure skin and bones out of her. Well, the third day of being across the road at the house at the new pen, she started standing up on her own multiple times a day and tolerating feed better, because she kind of had trouble with that. She would get too full and stop eating. And luckily it all worked out. We swapped her over to a just higher protein feed, not a sweet feed, so that she could get more protein in her. We added Chaffee. I showed you in this video earlier, but the Chaffee, I cannot tell you how much of a game changer that is. I am noticing so much in her shape, her body, I can tell. This water right here that I'll show you in just a second, look at this. Thank you for not just being so bad. I filled it up just a second ago. I say a second ago. I filled it up, and this is what she's already drank from it in a very short amount of time. I say that's the Chaffee. It's making all her good belly bugs, as I call it, happier, functioning better. She's getting more strength with that. And that really is very important for a cow and any animal that does like they do. And here, look at her. Each day we are seeing progress since the Chaffee. The grain is working better with her body now because she's tolerating it better, processing it better. We can tell by her manure. Her manure was very runny. One of the yuckier ones you could get. Not that manure is not yucky. But now we just have regular plain yucky manure. And the Chaffee, I don't know. I wish I could put this down better and show you like a progress, but I'm not that kind of person. So we're going to milk her Christmas Eve. We're going to separate her from her calf 5 to 7 hours and milk her and see what we get. We will put the video there because we want milk and cookies for Christmas.